Hey guys, welcome to The Hindu. This is Bhuvanesh Chandar, and what a year 2023 has been for cinema. Let's be honest, 2022 did feel like one of those pandemic years with cinema still reeling from the after effects of the pandemic. In 2023, across languages, format and medium, cinema came back in style. In this video, me and my colleagues will give you our top 5 picks from Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam and Kannada. And now, let's go to Vivek MV, our Kannada cinema reporter, for his top 5 picks.
Sapta Saagaradaache Ello revived the romance genre. Technically solid, the film was nothing short of poetry in motion as actors dug deep into their characters to offer us an immersive experience. The relationship drama, revolving around a middle-class couple, was heartbreaking yet very relatable. Hostel Hudugaru Bekkagidere is from a team that eats and breathes cinema. A plot that revolves around a night in a boys' hostel was propelled by guerrilla-style filmmaking. The handheld cinematography and dialogues that sounded spontaneous offered a chaotic experience that was absolutely entertaining. The film made college lovers nostalgic and film buffs extremely excited. 1920-21 was a solid social drama on what happens when a young journalist from a tribal community is wrongly accused of terror. The film retold a real story in a mostly gripping manner. Director Mansori's most political work yet upheld the Indian constitution. A period drama, Sindhu Srinivas Murthy's Aachar and Co. was a nostalgic experience for those who lived in the Bengaluru of 1960s and 70s. The film, propelled by appealing production design and music, was a great achievement as it brought back the family crowd to theatres. In Daredevil Mustafa, director Shashank Sogal chose a path less travelled in the mainstream Kannada cinema space. He adapted a popular literary work. Purnachandra Tejaswi's short story was made palpable and entertaining for all kinds of filmgoers. The college drama, with a message on religious harmony, was rightly celebrated. So these are my 5 best Kannada films of 2023.
And now let's talk about Tamil cinema in what was a spectacular year that saw some really good titles from debutant directors as well as master filmmakers. However, this is our top 5 list in order of release dates. First on our list is Vetrimaran's spectacular socio-political action drama Viduthalai Part 1 starring Suri, Bhavani Sri and Vijay Sethupathi. Vetrimaran's ambitious film told the story of a good cop's fight against an abusive system and its power structures that would go to the extent of subjecting innocent villagers to inhuman tortures just to capture a rebel. Viduthalai Part 1 takes its place on our list for its grounded storytelling of a powerful tale, the vision in mounting it on an actor like Suri who was known for comedy, and the technical prowess at display. Of course, we have to mention Vetri's relentless pursuit to tell stories against oppression. The next on our list is Vinayak Chandrasekharan's beautiful relationship drama Good Night, which told a story about how sleep apnea causes a rift between a married couple. Next time you want to eat bun butter jam, think of all the ways you could make it seem romantic and delectable. In comes Good Night to tell that if you are hungry and craving a bite, just take a good friend to a bakery and the snack will look God-sent. That matter-of-fact display of mundane everyday life and tender frames filled with real imperfect people are what most of us will remember this film with. Fish buns, ten mithai, Pond's powder, horse carriages, Cerelac, clothesline clips. All these little fascinations that populate the world of a child should remind you of your own wide-eyed joys from your childhood, right? But then when uttered in this order, as such, if it sends a chill down your spine, it shows of the impact that S.U. Arunkumar's Chithha created. The film told a heartbreaking story about a man whose life takes a drastic turn when his doting niece goes missing. Arunkumar and music composer Santosh Narayanan deserve all the plaudits coming their way, and the film is a comeback to Siddharth the performer. More importantly, Chithha has set a new benchmark when it comes to sensitive portrayal in stories concerning a child. P.S. Vinod Raj's Koozhangal, which came out for public viewing in October on Sony Live, is next on our list. It told an emotional story about a young boy's vexing routine with his alcoholic father. It's a journey that brings along some unexpected visitors and mirror that transcends you to the world of a child. Rooted deep in its milieu and unrestrained in its storytelling, Koozhangal is an art house film with mainstream textual sensibilities that has catapulted Vinod Raj as a filmmaker to look out for. Most would remember it for how it captures the feeling of walking barefoot in scorching heat with a chest simmering with rage or helplessness depending upon your perspective. Karthik Subbaraj's comeback film Jigarthanda XX is our pick for the most wholesome entertainer of the year. It told a riveting story about a criminal masquerading as a filmmaker to kill a gangster with a fascination for Clint Eastwood films. Jigarthanda XX will always be regarded as one of the most heartfelt tributes to cinema and to nature. With some terrific performance from S.J. Surya and Raghavan Lawrence and brilliant background scores from Santosh Narayanan, the film won us both as a spiritual sequel to Jigarthanda and as a standalone spectacle. We have Shilajit Mitra who will give his rundown on top 5 Hindi films of the year.
These are my top 5 Hindi films of 2023. My first film is Jawan. Shah Rukh Khan launched his own Clean India campaign with Jawan, at least film, a massy action extravaganza with all its attendant silliness and sentimentality, surprised audiences with its bare-knuckle political commentary. The film took aim at crony capitalism, election fraud, and, more subtly and respectfully, corruption in the defense forces. Audiences down south, accustomed to brave political commentary in their mainstream cinema, simply shrugged. Their northern counterparts could not believe their eyes. The film cleaned up at the box office, finishing as the highest-grossing Indian film of 2023. My second film is Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani. Karan Johar of all people made the most searching film of 2023. His Rocky Aur Rani was a typically candied confection but with a sharp afterburn. Unabashed in its maximalist splendor, all Ferraris and chiffon saris, the film allowed Johar to sneakily put his own fan base in the dock, questioning the patriarchy, traditionalism and general judginess of the urban upper class. Much of the film was carried on the variable shoulders of Ranveer Singh. In a year of unbridled toxic masculinity, his Rocky Randhawa was one of the nicer guys thrown up by Bollywood. He's always willing to learn and evolve, constitutionally amendable even though he has never read the constitution. My third film is 12th Fail. APJ Abdul Kalam's famous quote, "Dream is not that which you see while sleeping, it is something that does not let you sleep," applies verbatim to Vikrant Massi's Manoj, a poor young boy from Chambal determined to become an IPS officer. In his quest to crack the unforgiving UPSC exams, Manoj faces a multitude of hurdles, including, most stubbornly, his lack of proficiency in the English language. Vidhu Vinod Chopra's film frequently reaches for the tear ducts, but its warmth and earnestness of spirit bear it along. 12th Fail had a splendid run in theatres and was declared a sleeper hit, even though there was nothing sleepy about Vikrant Massi's agile, winsome performance. My fourth film is Joram. Devashish Makhija's film is easily admired for its bravery and urgency. Manoj Bajpayee plays Dasru, a tribal man on the run with his infant daughter. The dark deities of vengeance, fate, and socio-economic disenfranchisement bear down on his cross-country trek to nowhere. The film takes a long, hard look at how the phantom of development has ravaged a land and its people. It's most remarkable, nonetheless, for the extraordinary restraint with which Makhija approaches his material. There is wonderful cinematography and sound design at display. As scathing and brutal as any of Makhija's fast films, Joram comes alive in its moments of poetry. My fifth film is Pokhar ke Dunu Paar. Though set in Darbhanga, Bihar, the setting of memorable recent indie films like Dhui and Gamakhar, Pokhar ke Dunu Paar spurns the wistfulness that often grips first-time directors from small towns. In Parth Saurav's clear-eyed debut feature, a runaway couple, beautifully played by Avinav Jha and Tanaya Khan Jha, returns to their hometown of Darbhanga amid the coronavirus pandemic. It is a moving portrait of a young love in limbo, both charming and realistic.
Next, we have Praveen with his list of top 5 Malayalam films of the year.
First, we have Nanpakal Nerathu Mayakkam. Chaos is what one associates with filmmaker Lijo Jos Pellisheri, whether we are talking about his visual style or sound design or the narrative. In Nanpakal Nerathu Mayakkam, chaos is the one element that is conspicuous by its absence. All the chaos that is absent from the screen seems to have been bottled up inside the mind of James, who makes a quick, seamless transition to Sundaram, both in gait and in language. With his recent choice of films, Mammootty has clearly laid out a path for the current phase of his career, and James and Sundaram becomes a glittering addition to his list of memorable characters. Next, we have Purusha Pretham. Avasavyuham gave us enough hints of Krishan's capabilities as a filmmaker. Purusha Pretham had them in full bloom in a film that makes it hard for us to pin it down to a specific genre. Just like his previous works, it is something which one has to watch with eyes wide open to not miss the many little things that he has thrown in. Also, Prashant Alexander gets the role of a lifetime in this film. Next, we have Kaathal. Quite some irony is at play in Kaathal for factors that are exterior to the film. Here's a star, Mammootty again, a good part of whose mass popularity is attributed to portraying characters projecting hyper masculinity, who is playing a homosexual character in a film industry where such characters still hardly get any representation, except as caricatures or criminals. The importance of this film lies also in this broader context for the sheer power it lends to a efforts towards sensitizing the larger society. Yet, Geo Baby's film is not a mere vehicle for social messaging, but a very emotionally moving drama with some sensitively written characters. Next, we have Thuramugam. Thuramugam is a film that left me with a feeling of what could have been, but it still remains a very honest and important document of workers' struggle to unionize for their rights in an era in which such hard-won rights are being chipped away and even people protests are being mocked at. Rajiv Ravi's fifth directorial is a chronicle of the inhuman work allocation system that existed in Cochin Harbour till the 50s and the building up of the workers' union, and it all leads up to a very tragic event at Matanjeri in 1953. And it's an incredibly short finale, so watch it for that. And rounding up the list is Falmy, one of the funniest movies of the year. Now, one has to be a very clever writer to make people laugh in a scene involving last rites of a person. That is one of the feats that Nitish Sahadev has achieved in his debut directorial. The film at the same time is memorable for the sensitivity with which it portrayed some of the characters and the way it paused the laughter a bit to make us partake in the emotional toll that some of the events have on these characters.
And that's our top 5 picks for the year, and we wish 2024 gifts us with more such wonderful films. We wish you a happy new year, and for more such amazing content, subscribe to The Hindu.